Copenhagen is the capital and most populous city of Denmark. It forms the core of the larger urban area of the Copenhagen metropolitan area. Copenhagen is located on the east coast of the island of Zealand. The other part of the city is located in Amager and is separated from the Swedish city of Malmö by the Resund Strait. The Resund Bridge connects the two cities by rail and road. Originally a Viking fishing village founded in the 10th century, now near Gammel Strand, Copenhagen became the capital of Denmark in the early 15th century. Beginning in the 17th century, it consolidated its position as a regional powerhouse with its institutions, defenses, and armed forces. During the Renaissance, the city served as the de facto capital, the seat of the Kalmar Union government, ruling the present-day Scandinavian region in a personal union with Sweden and Norway, ruled by the Danish ruler who served as the head of state of the Danish monarch. The city flourished as the cultural and economic center of Scandinavia for more than 120 years under the Union from the 15th century until the early 16th century when Sweden broke up with the Union's rebellion. After a plague epidemic and fire in the 18th century, the city went through a redevelopment. This included the construction of the prestigious Fredrikstaden district and the establishment of cultural institutions such as the Royal Theatre and the Royal Academy of Fine Arts. In the early 19th century, following the disasters that Horatio Nelson attacked the Dano-Norwegian fleet and bombed the city, reconstruction in the Danish Golden Age gave Copenhagen architecture a neoclassical look. Later, after the Second World War, the Finger Plan promoted the development of residential and business premises along 5 urban rail routes running through the city center. Since the beginning of the 21st century, Copenhagen has seen strong urban and cultural development facilitated by investment in its institutions and infrastructure. The city is Denmark's cultural, economic, and government center. It is one of the most important financial centers of Northern Europe with the Copenhagen Stock Exchange. The Copenhagen economy has experienced rapid developments in the service sector, especially through initiatives in information technology, pharmaceuticals, and clean technology. Since the completion of the Resund Bridge, Copenhagen has become increasingly integrated with Malmö, Sweden's largest city that makes up the state of Scania and the Resund region. It is characterized by city views, parks, promenades and waterfronts, with several bridges connecting the various districts. Copenhagen's landmarks such as Tivoli Gardens, the Little Mermaid statue, Amalienborg, and Christiansborg Palaces, Rosenborg Castle Gardens, Frederick Church, and many museums, restaurants and nightclubs are major tourist attractions. Copenhagen is home to the University of Copenhagen, the Technical University of Denmark, the Copenhagen Business School and the Copenhagen IT University. The University of Copenhagen, founded in 1479, is the oldest university in Denmark. Copenhagen is home to FC Copenhagen and BRNDBY football clubs. The annual Copenhagen Marathon was established in 1980. Copenhagen is one of the most bike-friendly cities in the world. The Copenhagen Metro, which was launched in 2002, serves the center of Copenhagen. In addition, the Copenhagen S-train, Lokdag, private railway, and the coastline network serves and connects central Copenhagen to remote districts. Kastrup Copenhagen Airport, which serves approximately 2 million passengers per month, is the busiest airport in the Scandinavian countries. Nyhavn. On a sunny day, there are few better places than sitting at an outdoor table in a cafe on the waterfront of the Nyhavn Canal. The canal was built to connect Kongens Nytorv to the harbor and was a long stopover for sailors and writers, including Hans Christian Andersen. He wrote The Tinderbox, Little Claus, and Big Claus and the Princess and the Pea while living in number 20, and also spent time living in numbers 18 and 67. The oldest house on the canal is number 9 and has not been significantly altered since its construction in 1681. Today, Nyhavn is a tourist magnet with brightly colored shielded townhouses, salty boats, and sparkling beer. It's also a handy place to take a boat trip with Canal Tours Copenhagen. Tivoli, Copenhagen. Also known as Tivoli Gardens, Tivoli is an amusement park and theme garden in Copenhagen, Denmark. The park was opened on August 15, 1843 and is the second oldest amusement park in the world, after Dyrehavsbakken in nearby Klampenborg, also in Denmark. With 4.6 million visitors in 2017, Tivoli is the second most popular seasonal theme park in the world after Europa Park. Tivoli is the 5th most visited theme park in Europe after Disneyland Park, Europa Park, Walt Disney Studios Park and Efteling. It is located directly in Copenhagen city centre, next to the central train station leading into the city. The park is best known for its wooden roller coaster Rutsjebanen, or as some call it Jagbanen, the mountain coaster, built in 1914. It is one of the oldest wooden roller coasters in the world, still in operation today. An operator controls the ride by braking so that it does not gain too much speed when descending slopes. An Ace Coaster Classic. Another roller coaster, the Demonen, includes an Immelmann cycle, a vertical cycle, and a zero-G spin for just 1 minute and 46 seconds of riding time. An old roller coaster, the Snake, Slangen, has been removed to have enough space for the Demon. In 2017, Tivoli Gardens added an optional virtual reality experience to the journey by simulating an encounter with dragons and demons, as well as a flight over ancient China. Demon is located next to the concert hall. The Star Flyer, a well-known swing ride that opened in Tivoli in 2006. This platform, 80 meters, 260 feet, high and built by the Austrian-based Australian Funtime Company, offers panoramic views of the city. On May 1, 2009, Tivoli Gardens opened its new Voyage Vertigo, a cyclical air ride where the driver can control the plane and the driver is a pilot. A Zampra La Air race ride, Aquila, opened on April 11, 2013. It is a giant swing and spinner with centrifugal forces of up to 4 grams, named after the constellation Eagle. The newest attraction is Fata Morgana, which opened in 2016. This is the world's first Condor 2GH to offer two separate seating arrangements, a lighter version with a two-seater gondola, and an exciting version where riders roam at high speed while sitting in a ring and looks away from the center. Rosenborg Castle. Rosenborg Castle is a Renaissance castle located in Copenhagen, Denmark. The castle was originally built as a country house in 1606 and is an example of Christian IV's many architectural projects. It was built in the Dutch Renaissance style, typical of Danish buildings of this period, and expanded several times, and finally in 1624 it was transformed to its present state. Architects Bertel Lang and young Hans van Steenwinkel have been associated with structural planning of the castle. Visit Rosenborg Castle in the heart of Copenhagen and discover some of the kingdom's greatest treasures. The castle features 400 years of grandeur, royal art treasures, and the country's well-preserved royal jewels and royal regalia. Rosenborg Castle was built in the early 17th century by one of the most famous Scandinavian kings, Christian IV. Christian IV was the father of more than 20 children, was the guardian of art and built some of the most important buildings in Copenhagen. Of his many castles, Rosenborg was his favorite. Today, the glory of the past can be experienced thanks to the impressive possession of Christian IV and his descendants. Note: if you are visiting Rosenborg Castle with the Copenhagen card, we ask that you start your visit at the ticket office. Major attractions include the Great Hall with coronation thrones and 3 life-size silver lions standing guard. The crown of the king was made of gilded figured daffodil whale tooth, and the queen's silver. Tapestries on the walls commemorate the wars between Denmark and Sweden. The interiors are well preserved and invite the visitor to travel in time. The visitor can see the king's private writing cabinet, bathroom, and see wax figures of former royal residents. Rosenborg is also home to an exquisite collection of Flora Danica and one of the best Venetian glass collections in the world, both in tower chambers. The crowns of the Danish kings and queens are kept in special cellars accessed from Rosenborg's basement. The crowns are decorated with cut stones, enamel, and gold embroidery. They were last used in coronation ceremonies in 1840. Royal jewels are living treasures as they are the only jewels in the world displayed by Queen Margrethe in both ring and royal use. They consist primarily of 4 garnishes: a diamond set, a ruby set, a pearl set, and an emerald set. Emeralds are among the best in the world. Portraits of Caroline Mathild and her lover Johann Friedrich Struensee. You can see portraits of Struensee and Queen Caroline Mathild at Rosenborg Castle. Caroline Mathild was married to the mentally ill King Christian VII, but at the age of 19 she began an unfortunate relationship with the king's doctor, Johann Friedrich Struensee. When King Christian VII was too ill to rule, Struensee took over the government and ruled the country for almost 2 years. He was arrested and executed in 1772, after which Caroline Mathild was deported to northern Germany. Struensee's 1824 portrait is by Hans Hansen and is a copy of a painting by the court painter Jens Juel. The portrait of Queen Caroline Mathild dates from 1771 and was painted by Jens Juel. Both are exhibited in Rosenborg Palace. Church of Our Saviour, Copenhagen. The Church of Our Saviour is a Baroque church in Copenhagen, Denmark, famous for its spiral tower that can be climbed to the top and offers wide views. Central Copenhagen. It also attracts attention with its carillon, the largest in Northern Europe and playing melodies every hour from 8 to midnight. The tower of the church was consecrated in 1752, more than 50 years after the church's construction was completed. As an internationally recognized landmark of Copenhagen for more than 250 years, the tower now stand in all its glory after the last major restoration in the 1990s. Meanwhile, the city has grown, but the view of Our Saviour's Tower is still the best and scariest in the city. Climbing the top and touching the world has always been seen as a test of masculinity. The fact that the entire spire is made of oak wood, which can swing a little in a strong wind, adds to the sinking feeling when standing on top. The tower in Copenhagen City Hall is 14 meters taller. The tallest church tower in Aarhus Cathedral in Denmark is 3 meters taller, but no tower in Denmark can match the beauty of Our Saviour's Tower, as the evening sun shines on the tongue of fire gilding, Vitruvius III of Thura. Architect Laurits de Thura, 1706 to 1759, designed the tower, his greatest work, and got it approved and paid for by Christian VI. Borromini's Renaissance tower also has an external spiral form. Ivo was inspired by the University Chapel. While Borromini was built with sandstone, de Thura used oak, which made it possible to reach a great height of the spike. Pointed consists of an outer staircase with 4 curves starting from the gallery and continuing to the end. On the way to the summit, the visitor is protected by a gilded iron grid. At the top is a gilded globe, over which the figure of Jesus with the gilded banner faces the city. The size of the spikes is quite large. From the ground, 90 meters away from the starboard of Christ, and 400 steps with the last 150 winds surrounding the outside of the tower are ascended. The sphere at the top can accommodate 12 adult males and is 2.5 meters in diameter, and the figure of Christ is 3 meters tall. A persistent story tells that de Thura committed suicide by jumping from the tower, as the tower is bent to the right against the wishes of the supposedly King Frederick V. This story is not true. De Thura died in his bed in his house 7 years after the church was blessed, broke but also revered by his contemporaries. Frederick V was delighted with this new milestone in his city and the transportation. The steps are wrapped in the right as it should be, if the tower is to be protected with the right hand, if the left hand will rest on the railing. Runditarn. The round tower, formerly Stellabagis Hafnians, is a 17th century tower located in the center of Copenhagen and was built as an astronomical observatory. It is one of Christian's many architectural projects. It is most notable for its equestrian stairs, a spiral corridor with 7.5 turns leading up to the top platform, 34.8 meters above the ground. and wide views over Copenhagen. The tower is also part of the Trinitatis complex that provided scientists of the time with a university chapel, the Trinitatis Church, and an academic library, which were the first facilities of the University Library of Copenhagen, founded in 1482. Today the round tower serves as an observation tower for the sights of Copenhagen, a public astronomical observatory and a historical monument. The library hall above the church is accessible only along the ramp of the tower and is a venue for exhibitions and concerts.